This is part 3 of the Starbucks cup or coffee cup modeling tutorial. Before we start here, we're going to use what you call HDRI lighting using an image, high dynamic range image. And you can get this at HDRI Haven. So let's go to that one real quick right here. And you can, I picked this lounge hoping it would simulate something like a coffee shop lighting or background. Okay, and the other one is that you can go to is CC0 textures, where you can get royalty free textures. We have videos. I have a video on this. You can check the website how to acquire a bunch of free textures. I mean, on the channel. Then you can just type in wood, browse the asset, and this is what I picked right here. We're going to use it for the table. So make sure you have those two before you proceed. All right, and then we can get started on this one. So before we do anything, let's we're also going to set up a camera where we're going to let me just kind of reset this to the default. All right, so you don't see any of those crazy stuff. All right. We're going to use multiple Starbucks coffee cup, kind of just arranging them. All right, so we get to play with the color and change it. So we're going to set up a round table. So I'm going to go to the top. I'm going to get a cylinder, and I'm probably going to increase this to 64. All right, and scale it. Go to the one right here, scale this down, SZ. Let me turn on screencast or reactivate it. Okay. And let's scale this some more, SZ, to make it thinner. Excuse me, GZ to make it like so over there. Okay. And let's add some, well, let's texture this. Smooth shade it, and then probably do auto smooth on this one. We're gonna bevel and all that, so but let's texture first. So let's give it a new texture. This will be the table, and it's wood. All right, and it's right there. Let's add the texture. So I download wood. It came with displacement, diffuse, a roughness map, and a normal map. So the roughness, we can definitely add it also in there. So I'm gonna get the wood, plug it in. All right, there it is. It's massive wood. It's all right, and let's take a look at our bump for this one, or normal map. That's our normal. Let's change that to non-color, and we can't plug yellow to purple directly, color to normal, so we need a middle node. Shift A, let's go to vector and normal map. Okay, so with a normal map we can plug color to color, normal to normal. So this is similar to that bump map we did, but it came with a map. Okay. All right, so there you go. You can kind of see the texture right there. And then if I increase the strength, all right. So they did their job at the coffee shop. It's super shiny and whatnot. So why don't we bring in our, hold on, that's a displacement. This is the roughness. All right, so roughness here, oops, undo. We don't want it automatically connecting. All right, so we can plug this to the roughness and see the difference here. So it took over that slider. So it's basically saying, hey, just be rough on areas where I tell you to be rough, or rough, not, yeah, or shiny. Okay. But if you want more control of this, you can add a mix RGB, or a, sorry, color ramp right here. Oh, where's that color ramp? Oh, converter. Yep. Put it in between, and you'll make changes to this based on your 2 inputs right here. So you can at least get a little bit of control over to what's dull and what's shiny, as opposed to just plugging it directly. Okay? And I think I'm okay with that. The thing I'm not okay with would be the grain. This is a massive wood. You know, you killed a huge tree or just a plywood surface right here. So probably not good. So what I'll do is what we call tiling. All right. So all these things are seamless texture, meaning they're repeatable, kind of like your wallpaper. Okay. No matter where you cut it, there's always parts of the wallpaper where you can cut it and then pick it up, and then as if it's seamless, right? So to do that, we're going to do this manually first, because you need to learn how to do it before you can go with the add-on Node Wrangler, which automates this. So I'm going to go Shift A, and then we're going to have a input texture coordinate. Okay, and then we're going to have mapping. Mapping is on vector. All right, so we have our texture coordinate here, and we got our mapping right here. Okay, so we want UV to plug into the vector. Okay, and then vector to vector right here. I'm gonna unplug this for now, so we only see the color. All right, and what it does when I scale this along the X, Y, or Z, all right, so if I select the whole thing right there and I put, let's say, 2, so you can see it doubled the grain right there, making it much smaller grain. Okay, that's actually not bad. Let's go with, type in all 3. All right, that looks very repeating already. 2.5, probably this one right here is good. All right, and once we plug the roughness, probably hard to tell right here because that's just where it's shiny, but as you can see, it's not matching. More obvious now when we do our normal, our bump. Remember, the bump originally is just 1 to 1 1 and 1 1 1, same thing here. So it's not matching where the grain is supposed to be. Okay, so quick fix there. It's actually quite easy. You drag the vector of your mapping that controls the scaling right here. You plug it to the vector of roughness and vector of your normal. Then it's 1 to 1. So you can see now where the bump is. Let me click on the strength. It falls on the actual grain of the wood. Okay. And of course, this is not geometry. This is just image trickery, right? It's all surface elevation based on grayscale values. All right, so there it is. So that's our table right there. Looks funky right here. Might be able to get away with it because it looks like particle board, but let's just do some modeling here. Let me move to modeling. And let's go with our screencast. Okay, and let's go to preview mode. Let's select this right here. All right, let's go to UV editing first. Sorry. Let's take a look. It's using this part right here. If we go, it's fine right there. It's using just that part for the top. Here it's pointed towards it, so you're seeing a streak of that one. So we can go select all this, okay, and we can Actually, it looks like it's, yeah, it's just way up right there. So if I grab that bottom, oops, sorry, I should be in point selection, not in island selection. Kind of move it up, and you can see there it's normalizing the wood grain. Okay, and we probably have to rotate this so that it has a the correct grain. I don't know if that's correct or not, but it's kind of standing. Let's see here if I can. All right, well, something like that. Okay, probably not something a woodworker would do. You probably have something here, or you know, because that's the cutout. But let's just leave it like that. We're probably not even going to see it. So I'm going to select this part, right click it, bevel the edge. All right, we're getting a weird bevel right here because of we have not applied the scale. Let's go back and bevel. All right, now it's a proper bevel. Okay, we're getting a little bit more funky stuff right there because of where it cuts, but we're probably going to leave it like that. Just going to be in the corner. All right. Okay, so we'll use that as our coffee. Now let's get to our shading right here. See what else we can do with this one. Actually, let's go back to layout right here, screencast, and let's prepare the shot. Okay, so let's set up our camera. So I'm going to press number 0. Okay, on a numpad. I want to change my focal length to 85, so we're a little longer lens, showing the cup. I'm going to go to my view here after the sidebar. I'm going to lock the camera to view so I can control it using regular navigation. All right, so depending on our background and whatnot, so I'm probably going to go to number 7 right here and then move this. Where's the camera? So that's where the camera is. Probably move it closer to the camera. All right, and then I'm going to duplicate all right, just so that we get several of those cups. Okay, thing here, let's say we want to change the color of this cup. We click here, and oh yeah, we should be on shading because we won't see the extension. Remember this red right here, if I change this, everything kind of changes. Right, so what we can do is we can make a copy of this material, make it unique. Okay, so if I click new material right there, okay, material 2, if we change this one right here, then we get a different color, so it becomes unique. All right, it'd probably be good to name all these things now because you know, we only have 4 cups, so we'll be able to figure it out. So let's say we want to go with green right there. Make that a little darker, and this one right here, we're going to make this material unique by clicking this new material. Okay, and we're going to click on color 1. Remember, this is the one that controls that, so we're going to make this one boring white, maybe, because that's always there, right? Make this unique. I don't know what other color to use. They have blue. Well, you can always. All right, right there, maybe. Okay, that's our shot right there. Okay, and instead of lighting this, we're going to be using again the HDRI. All right, so let's go to our world property right here, and let's see what this really looks like. So this is what it looks like right now. It has some sort of kind of ambient lighting going on, and we're in Eevee. Okay, I have ambient occlusion on. I don't have any bloom because bloom does sometimes it's a little too much and you gotta adjust it. we're not going to be doing cycles. If we go cycles, it'll be more realistic of a shot. Maybe we can go cycles. Let's see. It's just a little bit longer to render, but okay, let's go EV first. Okay, and we changed our camera to 85. All right, world tab. So that slight splash of color, lighting that you see, because it's not pure black. So if I turn this to pure black when there's no light in there, I deleted the default light, by the way. Okay, it's just going to make it super dark, right? We'll leave that alone for now. What we want to do is, instead of using color right here, we want to use an environmental image. So we're going to click this node right here. Okay, and then we're going to go environment texture. Whenever you're missing, you didn't pack your textures with you, this is what you're going to see in Blender. It's like missing. All right, you can see the purple. So we're going to click on open. And like I said before, download your stuff before. I got it's on my pictures right there. The lounge. Click open. And what Blender will do is it will take that image and use it as the lighting. All right, so this is how they make those realistic renders in movies. They're using an HDRI map, and that's a totally a version on its own. Okay, if you want to know how to do it and whatnot. So here it is, and it's being used as a background as well until we tell it not to. We have to tell it to be transparent. So what we can do is, we can set up our shot kind of like that, maybe pretending that there's more to this table and whatnot, and then that's going to be our shot. Okay, I don't want it showing the top, even though we spent a lot of time on that one. We just want to kind of show it like this, maybe like that. Okay, and let's do some effects right here. Depth of field. Okay, depth of field is the area that's supposed to be in focus, right? So focus on object. Which one? We're gonna pick just this one right here. So that will be our. Everything else will starts blurring. So let's change this one to probably get that effect. 135, much longer lens. Back out a bit. Okay. Back out a bit of the shot right there, and then we can change our f-stop right here. And then the more, the bigger your opening is, the smaller area of depth of field basically becomes tiny, and then we need to make sure that what you want is actually in focus. Okay, so maybe not all of it, just that one right there. All right, this is on EV. Let's take a look at what cycles looks like. All right, and like I said, cycles would have a little bit more realistic effect. Okay, so this is on the really low render of 128. Let's take a look. Probably won't take too long even on my computer. Okay, and denoise is on. Problem with denoise, it makes mushy images if you're not paying attention. And look at the shadow also. Okay, we're getting shadows from based on the image. Okay, so this is all based on the image right here. All right, it shouldn't take too long, so I wouldn't edit my video just to, so you get to see how it's kind of, because you can always fast forward. All right, and I could definitely see a lot of noise right here. If you see that one, even after denoising, it's simply because we're using such a low number on the what do you call it, the render. Okay, low sample. Something like this, you can bump this up to 500, even to 1,000. Eliminate all that. It'll look really clean. But it does have that. It's colored though, the noise. The problem with the color, there's noise variation. Otherwise, you can call it like film grain and whatnot. But I wouldn't go that far with this because it has some color variation in there. All right, there you have it. It slightly blurred the background, and that's our final image right there, using HDRI as the lighting and the background for it, and all low polygon. All right, thank you for watching.